In tonight's top story, money in politics has been debated for decades, even more so after the Supreme Court ruled in 2010 that political spending is a form of free speech.
But some in North Dakota say there's a lack of transparency in election spending. Maddie Biertempel has more on the influence of dark money in North Dakota politics.
Whether dark money is a problem in North Dakota depends on who you ask.
Absolutely, there's a problem with transparency in elections here.
I don't think dark money is a real problem in North Dakota.
Dark money refers to political spending by nonprofit groups that don't have to disclose where it got its funds, only how it's spending those funds. It's typically done through independent expenditures or money used to influence a campaign.
Some entities are required to report their donations and other entities are not.
Political action committees or PACs, for example, have to report their donations. Independent expenditures don't. In the 2020 campaign year, $379,000 have been contributed through 11 different independent expenditures. The exact source of that money is unclear. Some have straightforward names like the National Association of Realtors Fund, which spent about $17,000 this election cycle. But others are more vague, like the Brighter Future Alliance, which contributed the most of any organization so far at $253,000. Representative Carla Rose Hansen says that's concerning.
The public really should know who is spending money to influence their elections.
What those organizations are doing is legal, but opponents say it's inconsistent with the state constitution.
Section 1 of Article 14 is one of the strongest anti-dark money laws in the country.
That section says, quote, "The people have the right to know in a timely manner the source of resources used to influence any statewide election." It's followed by a section that says legislators shall pass laws to enforce that section within 3 years of its passage, which was in 2018. It hasn't happened yet, according to Hansen.
The bill that I introduced this summer would have applied the same transparency requirements to independent expenditures that already exist for political candidates, committees, and political parties.
That bill failed, in part because of privacy concerns from lawmakers like Dick Dever.
I get concerned when I hear of, on a national level, of people being harassed for who they support.
Dever said that kind of reporting could be a slippery slope to the creation of databases that could be sold.
Some organizations sell that information. The state of North Dakota should not, in our reporting process, create databases that can be sold.
He says he doesn't deny that corruption exists in North Dakota politics, but doesn't think Hansen's measure would solve the problem. Reporting in Bismarck for KX News, Maddie Biertempel.
To see more contributions and expenditures spent this year, check out KXNet.com, where we have a link to the Secretary of State's campaign finance database.